104.9 Sunshine FM, Tracy, and again, we're still minus the Big D, and he's probably nodded off by now. It is like getting a little bit late for him. So another cheerio out to him. But another man who understands all about the man flu joins us right now, James Blundell. Look, your name, James Blundell, is just about as Aussie as Vegemite now.
I've been the recipient of a couple of compliments in my life, but that one I love. Thank you so much.
Well, there you go. James Blundell and Vegemite. You just like men together.
You could sort of smear me in it, you know.
Okay, now that's for the other show.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, a little early.
So you've been doing a lot of things lately, some songwriting of new songs coming out. You're hitting the charts. What's going on?
That's the thing that gets me. Honestly, what's that great Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times, because I thought I was getting to settle down a little,
No.
I now have a wonderful record label, Red Rebel Records, owned by a woman called Karen Waters, who's from Burke in New South Wales, and I think that's why she and I get on. We've got zero tolerance for, several, euphemisms spring to mind, but we just get on with the job. I have an amazing agent based in Werribee, in Victoria, who knows that, if you're not working, you're going broke. And it all culminated with making a record that we're all happy with, and all of a sudden there's a reason to go touring. So it took a while for all those pieces to fall into place. In the last 4 years since the last release turned out to be an 8-year relationship, which we buggered up by getting married, but that didn't mean we didn't have 2 gorgeous children, and in amongst that was a lot of music,
Life goes on, doesn't it?
Doesn't it just?
And you sort of think, would you change anything though? Like if this all had have happened, say, 25 years ago, you wouldn't want to change what's happened in between.
No one's ever asked that specific question, and the answer is an emphatic no.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done the first 15 years if I'd known what was coming. There was an armour of youthful naivety. The middle 6 where I took myself way too seriously and thought I was trying to... great Joni Mitchell lyric. I made some self-righteous... I made some social comments in an outright self-righteous voice, going like, oh, God. At least I felt less lonely when I heard that.
Well, that's right. That's when you were peanut butter then.
Nowhere near Blake. But you get over that bit, and, I turned 50. Everybody says, how can you possibly tell the public that you've turned 50? I said, I'm just glad to have made it.
And living it.
There was a period of time I thought it was a distinct possibility that wouldn't happen. But getting to that point was just a huge relief. It was great. I thought, you know what? The only person you're trying to impress is yourself, so calm down.
And look, you've got a few extra things you can take on tour with you now. You can take your gout, your arthritis. It can all come with you now.
You've been reading way too much. Way too much personal info.
Oh, look, I tell you what, Gimpy Muster, before I get on to the Gimpy Muster, I do have to say, though, in the last few years, there has been a big resurgence for the man behind the name James Blundell, and we are hearing from many, many people, and I'm talking from junior, like from kids right through to 30, 40-year-old people that are saying, if it wasn't for James Blundell's advice, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today or what I'm doing. So that's a huge thing for some, and we're hearing it a lot.
Look, Tracy, I'm blushing for a start, but the point is there's only a couple of things that I will lay claim to, and I've worked with a lot of young artists saying, whatever you do, just be yourself. That's the only army you get in a particular difficult industry. Specifically to Australian artists, I say, bear in mind that you live in a vibrant, beautiful, interesting culture. So if you can possibly help it, don't write love songs. Write about things outside that. I mean, you can involve emotion in them, but for God's sake, shine a light on who we are and what we are. And that seems to have been something that stuck, and that is something I'm proud of. The rest of it is just got lucky.
The advice that you're out there giving there is helping a lot of people, so congratulations. And thank you for offering that advice around, because a lot of people sort of get to a stage where they go, you know what, I don't really care. I don't care. But
there's 2 things I loathe in life. One is apathy, and the other is political correctness. Quite often you're asked, what would you like on your headstone? I said, this is the arch enemy of PC.
Now we'll get to Gimpy Muster.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the Australian Music Hall of Fame at 6 o'clock on Saturday the 29th, and then on Sunday at the Muster Club. The Muster Club goes off a bit there, so there's a bit of a party atmosphere there. So we're doing more of the storytelling in the music hall and more of the partying in the Muster. Are they different sets?
You got it in one. I didn't know that the Muster Club Sunday night is the musicians' party. You know, I'm thoroughly looking forward to that. And somebody who knew what they're doing put us on that stage, because I've got a handbrake. I use it regularly. But there's nothing more fun than playing to a bunch of people who've had a great time who want to have the last hurrah. And I've got a killer band coming up. I love them. We've debuted at the Broadbeach Country Music Festival. I walked off stage going, I've played a lot of music over a lot of years, and that's as good as it's got.
You guys are all right. You can go with me.
Exactly. I said, hey, you're all going to get paid. How about that?
Yay!
But I'm also really looking forward to the Saturday night. I've not seen either of these venues. I've played Gympie, I think, 13 times, but I've never been to either of these venues.
Now, to some songs. Now, last week we played the song Bones, which was obviously featuring Fiona Kernaghan. Oh, what a great
that's my
mix.
favourite on the album.
I love all the Kernaghan girls. I just love them. I like Lee too, but I have a soft spot for the girls.
I flippantly say Fiona's my favourite Kernaghan, and I say that with a certain armour because I know the family know that I'm being flippant. They're an amazing group of people. Tanya's one of the most beautiful women in the world, but she's not the dark horse. She's just a little undersung, She's got a horrible habit of hanging around making sense all the time.
Oh, well, see, that's a problem.
Yeah.
There you go. You can't make sense.
That's right. For God's sake, what's that wonderful Talking Heads album, Stop Making Sense?
This week, we're charting again with Goodbye Grey. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Well, look, here's a funny thing. Kim Ritchie, who is I think, one of Northern America's great songwriters. She's fantastic. That's a personal adjudication. But we met through a mutual friend called Carl Brodie. And Carl Brodie's an amazing writer, Scotsman who lives in Australia. And he said, you two need to meet. We sat down one day, and Kim had just done, I was still living in Sydney at that stage of the game, and Kim had just done a nighttime tour of the rock. And she was fascinated by that because she's from Northern America, but southern states and slavery and, blackbirding and the whole show. She wanted to know how white settlement in Australia came about. It turns out, I didn't know at the time, but on my side of the story, on my grandmother's side, there's a woman called Elizabeth Hannell who was convicted of forgery in London in the late 1700s, sent to Australia as her sentence, pardoned after time, fell in with forgers again in Newcastle. This time, instead of making money, they were forging orders on the government store, which was food, which was far more important than money. Her two conspirators were hanged, and because she was a woman and women were in scarce supply, she was pardoned. And during that period of time, she gave birth to a son by a member of the Rum Corps who, even in family history, is nameless. And James Hannell became the first mayor of Newcastle. And I reckon if you can go from a twice-convicted felon to the mother of the mayor in your own lifetime, we've got a pretty easy-going society here.
Well, see, girls were getting away with it heaps back then, so that's why we still get away with it today.
That's right, just by being girls. How unfair is that? Well said.
Oh, dear. Well, James, let's not leave it too long between drinks next time, and hopefully I might have the big D with me.
When he gets back, you tell him I'm on his side. People think it's man flu. I went up on antibiotics for the same thing because otherwise he dies. So just tell him I'm on his side.
Oh, I'll certainly do that. We do have a group of people from Gympie tuning in tonight, and especially Glenda and Brenda Desh, and they said to say hello to James. Everyone up there at Gympie who's tuned in tonight, let's hope it's still warm up there, and if not, you got the fires burning. James, thanks very much for joining us.
Hey, I can't help but give this last thing. Talking about the fires burning, this afternoon, because I'm camped beside the CMC mob backstage, I spent the afternoon getting a trailer load of firewood. So we are good to go.
You're ready to go. See, you've got the timber and everything. Amberley Forest, you're safe. He's not coming with an axe.
That's right. Well, I have a chainsaw, but it's hidden.
You better be.
You can't burn green timber. You know that.
Definitely not. No, it's just to get smoke gets in your eyes. Now, there's a line for another song.
Great song. Yeah.
We're going. Okay, James Blundell, thanks very much for joining us. We will catch up very, very shortly. Here he is right now with Goodbye Grey.